It's story time. This story is very it's a story. It's so personal, and it involves two people, and I'm one of those people, and it's a story that I've only told to maybe two people, two of my sisters. I've told this story to, and when I told them this story, it was like unbelievable. Most of it, they lived through it with me. My entire family lived through it with me. Okay, so this story is about searching for love and choosing the wrong one to love. Right? I mean, at the time, it was choosing the wrong one to love, but it gave me choosing that person gave me two precious gifts. Right? And I cannot go back on that. They're the best things that ever happened to me, right? But the sequence of events that led to the tragic end is is something that I would never forget, right? But we live and we learn, right? So just imagine, okay, I'm 25 years old. I'm moving out on my own for the very first time, leaving the nest, right? And I move out, I get my apartment, I'm living the life, I'm having a blast. And maybe about 2 years after I moved out, somebody was introduced to me. And I guess you could say we fell in love. Well, for the most part, I know I fell in love. So it was a new experience for me because I've never see. I was like very very sheltered as growing up as a child, even as a young adult. Very sheltered, very deep into the church, with my parents and my family and just everybody around me. So I didn't know anything else but what I saw at home. My mom and my dad together for years and years and years. That's what I knew. So going out into the world, I expected nothing different for me. So I'm just thinking this is just it's about to be a bed of roses, baby. Yes, yes, yes. You in love. You done met this guy. Yes, let's do this. Little did I know, when you meet people, you don't realize that they have baggage and you have baggage. And then me coming in so naive, thinking that because I love you, you love me back just the same way. No. Try again, start from scratch, baby. It don't work like that, right? It does not work like that. I had to learn that the hard way, right? So maybe a little while after, we dated, blah blah blah, did the thing, he moved in with me, we did the boyfriend girlfriend living together situation kind of thing, and I ended up pregnant, and I'm just like, okay. So I remember when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, what is this all about? And how did this happen? I called my mama. I said, you ain't never told me that what this life was gonna be like, sis. Why you ain't tell me? You're supposed to inform me that I could get pregnant like this. Yeah, I didn't know nothing. It was like I was like a teenager going out into the world for the first time, even though I was 26, 27. So it was like everything was so new to me. The party scene that I was into parties every weekend at my place, doing the thing, enjoying life. And then I ended up pregnant and I said, okay. But to go back, just to skip forward a little bit, me ending up pregnant, I feel like I was saved from a lot of other stuff that could have happened to me in my life if I wouldn't have became pregnant at that time, right? Because baby, when I tell you, it's not that I was going on a slippery slope, but I was going on a slope. And then when I met him, I was going even faster down the slope because then I had no direction. I had nobody to tell me this is not right. What you're going through is not right. So the verbal abuse is when it started, right? And I didn't think anything of it because I just said, hey, people argue, people fight, but you know, overly fighting, that's when it becomes a problem. Overly, and no hands, no none of that, just them words. And when I tell you, them words cut like knives, baby. When I tell you them words, they stick with you forever, right? You can't erase them. Okay, your bruises, if you get hit, your bruises and all that stuff will go away, baby. But that verbal and that emotional abuse, baby, it sticks with you forever. Okay, forever, ever engraved like somebody chiseled it into your memory, into your mind, right? And that's what was happening. And so I remember I had my daughter. In the meantime, this is happening, right? Maybe about 3 months after my daughter was born, that's when the first big blowout fight happened. And I said, oh, okay, it's time for me to roll. Right? I got out of there. I stayed away. Literally. When you're in an abusive relationship, you don't know that you're in an abusive relationship. Everybody else on the outside looking in and they say, girl, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I remember my sister Penny used to always tell me, I don't know how you do it, sis. Oh, you a bad girl. You brave. I'm like, am I brave? No, I just know how to, how to handle. Not even knowing that I was emotionally bruised. I was damaged, right? And no alcohol or no peroxide could help that kind of damage or that kind of hurt, that kind of injury, right? None of that. The only thing that I figured out later that could help that kind of damage right there is self-love. Is for me to start loving myself. And after the third time of the breakup, break up, you get back together, you break up, and you get love bombed. You get love bombed. You get this. I was stressed, baby. I was stressed. That's why I told you that you ain't nothing, girl. But I really love you. You something now. Now. We should get back together now. And I'm like, okay, maybe he was stressed. All right, let's do this then. 2 times. The third time. The very last time is when the whole scenario and the whole arguing and verbal abuse turned into something else. And I said, oh, all right. So what you gonna do, T? So I had to talk myself into leaving the last time. Like literally, okay. So why I fought so hard to stay was because of my kids. Because all I know is I see my mom and my dad together. I'm not going to say that they didn't have arguments and stuff. I never seen it. Growing up, if my parents was going to argue or they going to have a discussion or something serious was happening, they would go in the room and handle that, right? I never seen it. So growing up, I didn't get to witness none of that. So going through it, it was like, how do I handle this? And that's when I told my mama. I said, girl, you didn't tell me that this relationship thing was going to be this stressful. And this being a mama thing and being the woman, the wife thing was going to be this stressful, girl. She said, my mom, she's the kind of person that's like old school. You know how the old school parents will tell you, baby, just hang in there. He just having a rough day. He just having a little struggle, baby. Just hang in there. And the first 2 times, I literally heard my mom ringing in my head saying, just hang in there. Just hang in there. And then I said to myself, okay, I got one baby. Okay. The second time we separated, I was literally pregnant with my son when we separated that last time. But the sequence of events that happened during that time, after I had him, he didn't get to see his dad until he was about 2 years old because we was not together. So all that time, I had a lot of soul searching to do. And I said to myself, self, what do you want to do? You want to suffer through the consequences and give your kids, what you had, a mother and a father? And I said to myself, yes, I do. Got back. We got back together, try to work it out. And then the other stuff happened. And that was the last time. And I said to myself, okay, would you rather sit here and go through this and let your children see you go through this? Or would you rather be over there happy and let your children see you happy every day? Or would you rather let them see you in this every day? Make a choice. And I made my choice. And I said, no, If one thing, okay, I tried my best. I tried to give them what I had, a mom and a dad. Okay? So now what do I do now? Okay? I had to do what I had to do for the best interest of my children's mental health, right? For their mental health. And don't forget, I needed some healing myself. I need some mental healing myself. So I had to learn that I need to love myself first before I can love anybody else, including my children. I couldn't love no man. I couldn't love no thing. I couldn't love my children if I didn't love Tanya first, right? So I had to do a lot of soul searching to find me. I was lost, baby. When I tell you, when I mean lost, I don't mean lost without God. God always been there, but I've been lost without T. I've been lost without me for so many years in that relationship. And when I left is when I truly found myself. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen the next day. It didn't happen the next month. Baby, when I tell you, it's years and years and years of me finding myself. Years, baby. And sometimes I still feel like there's some more of me that I got to look for. Right? Right now. There's still some more of me that I'm searching for. But I think I've unlocked who I am finally, right? I refuse to put up with anything less than respect. I refuse to put up with anything um less than you putting me up here where I belong, right? I'm not saying I'm holier than thou. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm the better. I'm the better, right? And I have to be the better for myself before I could be the better for anybody else. And what that relationship taught me is, baby, I can't love you more than I love me. I can't love you more than I love me. Because at the end of the day, who's going to love me back? So I have to love myself first. I have to love myself first. And guess what, y'all? This is my story, and I'm the only one that can tell it. I'm the only person that could tell my story. So if you hear it anywhere else, it's probably a lie. All right. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all another day. Mwah. Mmm.